Hello, and welcome to the Daily Clone Podcast.
Oh my word!
Oh,
Clone.
Oh no!
Yes.
Also, this is secretly a Devil May Cry podcast because Virgil's here, as you can see.
Yes.
Sectus?
What?
When did you have time to clone yourself like that?
Just something I do in my spare time. So,
Okay, then.
a big topic with Soul Calibur, like before the launch of Soul Calibur 5, before the launch of Soul Calibur 6, people keep speculating what characters will be in, and I see a ton of characters who a ton of people who keep saying, character X will not be in because they're a clone of Y. So it's time to finally determine, are these characters clones to begin with? Are they?
Yes.
We shall find out.
Right here, right now.
So, to start with, we have a reference point. I have a reference point of a very classic example of a clone.
Oh.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to deny. Like when recording this, I was actually surprised to see they have a kick move which looks different, but otherwise they're pretty much the same moves. Like
You're spot on. Also, you're using a version where he's actually a little more unique than he used to be. In
oh really?
the original SF2, he is straight up Ryu. Everywhere. Right down to the way he shouts Hadouken, Shoryuken, and the KO sound.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Then again, I think everyone had the same male voice actor in the original SF2.
So with that out of the way, like I think this is classic example of clone, and like even in newer FS games, they're still very, very, very similar.
Yep.
Yeah, I think like Street Fighter 5 is probably the most unique they've ever been.
Yeah.
Each other.
Yeah, I mean they gave him banana hair and everything.
Yeah, that is
Right,
definitely a
Mantel?
unique difference.
Diss my boy like that, please.
I'm not saying you can't like him, but we can't ignore the truth either.
I like the bananas.
So, before we move into Soul Calibur comparisons, I just want to point out that Soul Calibur has absolutely freaking gigantic move lists,
Yep.
and we will not be comparing all of this because that's just not feasible. Like that would take ages to set up.
I would need a few cups of coffee if we were.
So what I've done is that I've chosen like 10 inputs, which I've done with a ton of characters, and I've chosen inputs which are easy to do. Like it's something like a casual player might just randomly like mash out if they're mashing.
Yes.
And if a move started, if the move starts with something which you can extend into a string, then I show the entire string.
Okay.
That is actually kind of hard to avoid anyway because I use this previous system to show the moves. But yeah.
Okay.
I just want to emphasize, like, this is not a proper way to compare these characters. Like, I think the best way would be to compare, like, high-level play to see what moves high-level players would actually use with these characters, rather than these 10 random moves which I'll be showing off.
I mean, if we're looking at Soul Calibur 4 high players, we'll only see Hilde because she was broken.
You see the Doom combo over and over.
Yep.
The Doom combo. Wow.
Yeah, she has a combo where at the middle of the stage, she can ring out the opponent. It's pretty amazing.
At the middle of the stage?
Yeah,
Yep.
she was a little bit broken in Soul Calibur 4.
Right.
That's putting it lightly.
Maybe that's why she's not coming back.
And
Yeah.
I also want to mention one quick thing is that there's a lot of moves, a lot of inputs which have very similar results across all characters in the entire game. For instance, down back A usually is a low, down forward B usually a launch. So this kind of stuff we'll see be the same across basically all of the characters. But with that said, let us begin.
Rookie. It's a Rookie and Yoshimitsu.
Yes.
I decided to start with these because they do technically have the same weapon, but I also imagine they would be very, very not cloney. And I'm gonna slow this down because they do move pretty quickly. Maybe this is too slow. Okay, that was the same move. They're clones.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely... Huh.
Very similar, like he entered a stance, but otherwise the same reply. I think the first
Yoshimitsu
attack
has
was the
some
same,
added to it.
but Yoshimitsu did an exit then. Oh, that is totally the identical.
The hand slapping though, and then he's also like, ugh!
Oops.
Oh.
Yoshimitsu is a weird character. I think it's safe to say. Yeah,
That's similar. That's very similar.
Then again, like the default moves like AA, BB, they don't tend to be
similar
characters anyway.
to grab.
But did that start the same, or was that?
I think they started the same. It's just that Mitsurugi had like grab. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's similar at least at the start.
Just it goes into a grab.
That's different. No, that's first kick is...
Similar, but the time move is different.
Oh, that is totally the same. Oh my Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Mitsurugi just spits on people all the time.
Oh, shocking.
I like the
Apparently
voice.
it's time to die. Yeah.
No.
Well, Yoshimitsu punched him there, so... Oh.
Ah, the classic Yoshimitsu stab. Classic.
Oh, these moves are the same name.
Oh, that
and,
is... Whoa.
Yeah.
Different
Those were
inputs with the same move.
I do know that with that last move,
Jesus, they don't even have the same name.
Yoshimitsu has a variant where you can extend the B and make it unblockable, if I recall.
Ouch.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like Mitsurugi and Yoshimitsu, they have more like similar moves than expected. Like a few of these are actually completely identical.
Yeah.
True, but they have enough to differentiate them, I feel.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, probably. I don't think you can safely call these clones ever, but I was at least surprised to see they have some sharing moves. So let's compare Astaroth and Rock. Very similar.
Oh wait, there's delay on Astaroth. That's
Oh yeah, that was a variant for him, right?
okay. Different.
Different?
Oh, that is.
Oh, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
Okay, different.
those are pretty good.
Yeah, Astaroth can extend it with a hold.
Different.
Those are,
Different.
Oh.
I think
Same.
you could call that the same.
Yeah.
So Astaroth was using a hold version there, so maybe his normal version, is actually the same.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
similar enough. Similar.
Yeah,
And hold versions that might have been basically the same.
Oh jeez.
same.
I think I'll call that the same.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the not really.
I like that there's a small bug in the game here where if you preview this move, Rock just misses. If you look here.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Well, man, I mean, how does the man see out of a rhino mask like that?
Yeah.
That's really different.
Yeah, that's pretty different. That's also pretty different.
Yep.
Eagle kick.
Technically different animation for the last one, but still super similar.
Yeah.
So I want to mention one quick thing is that a lot of these moves are the same, but Astaroth gets a bunch of variations where you can extend like the attack, like you can make
Yeah.
it more powerful, just delay it, and I don't think Rock gets those variants.
Nope.
In fact, this is just making Rock seem like just the worst character.
Yeah, like they have based on this, they have a bunch of shared moves.
Huh. Not the comparison I expected.
So yeah,
Neither did I.
I think was it Soul Calibur 1 where they added Xianghua. They also had Wang, and then Yunsung replaced Huang. And I want to say that back in those days, in Soul Calibur 1 and 2, those three they did share some moves. I'm just curious if that is still the case.
Yeah, Xianghua like extra to it, but yeah. It's different. Goes into stance too. Still pretty different.
Some of these moves have they do similar things, but it's not the same animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a lot more elegant, while he's just more wild, basically.
I think that might be partly due to the different weapon types as well. I mean, like a curved sword, like what Young-sun's using, is meant for slashing,
Yeah.
whereas Xianghua's thing is more like for thrusting and poking.
Pokey poke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got much fancy poses. I prefer her.
Same.
Just kidding.
Oh, that was pretty similar.
Right there.
Yeah, they
That's-
some similarly look moves, but not which looked identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a lot
Oh
of
boy.
animation differences, and like the personality gets to shine through.
This is the first time I've seen some Mina and Soul Calibur before. I
Starts
like her
out
outfit.
but it ends very different.
I feel like this is the same with Xianghua and Yusung. They have moves which look kind of similar, like they have the like similar utility and everything, but they look different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Sungmi doesn't have
Like the startup
quite
is there, but then she has like a add-on.
doesn't have quite the same range, and of course, like the main damage dealer is the blade at the end of the stick.
Oh Jesus Christ, her was much fancier. What?
No, it's completely different. I hate that move, Keelan, just for the record.
Shush. Best move.
Everything Killik does is evil.
Nope.
Why does he slaughter ravens? So mean
That's a
of
good
Killik.
question.
See, Killik is mean.
Ooh.
No, that's
Okay,
so
I
that's
like
where
that
her
move
thunder
with some
variant
Minas.
comes in. Oh, that's
Okay.
the same.
Okay.
So they have one move which is literally identical, but otherwise different stuff, I'd say.
Oh
Bring
yeah.
back Sung Mina.
One day, Ryman. One day.
Amy and Raphael.
I'm very unfamiliar with Amy. Okay, that's very the same.
Very same.
Yes, that's also
Very
kind of the
same.
same.
Same,
Different.
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 The same.
I'd say that's the same.
Different.
Oh, hey, she has like Raphael's old slash.
That's kind of funny.
Hmm.
Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. Huh.
I just want to point out, like, I never realized this before. If you look at Amy's move here, like that she changes hand
Oh, that's fancy.
middle of the move.
Oh,
Found that fancy.
That is fancy. Holy Jesus.
wait, hang on, no, go back.
What?
Helm Splitter? Another Devil May Cry reference, are you kidding me? Like, I think that's Nero's, like, from the air move, because I think Dante's one's called Helm Breaker, not Helm Splitter. Silent Saber, the follow-up to Beat Saber.
Hmm.
Well, they had some very identical moves to begin with, but now it's just different stuff.
Yeah, now they're pretty different.
Hmm.
And in some cases, it seems like Amy inherited some of his old moves. And animations and some others.
And holy kick!
Up!
Huh, okay.
Okay. Amy and Raphael.
More different than I expected, actually.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Siegfried
Okay, let's
Nightmare.
move on. Nothing to see here. Let's move on. Okay, let's
We
move
need
on.
to
Let's...
know.
Lovely.
I swear we need to know.
We're here to do science. Okay, well that looked different.
Different?
Hmm.
Different.
Nightmare can extend it.
See if we can extend that one.
To hold for Nightmare.
I feel like this is the same as like with Killik and Sungmina, is that a lot of moves are very similar, but
Yeah.
But they're different enough to be different.
I still just cannot get over how silly Siegfried looked in this game.
Ice armor.
Yeah,
Triple
it's too
headbutt.
much.
Do they share any of the same stances?
I don't think so. I think Nightmare has like very few, and I think they're all unique. But,
I think that was the thing I struggled to get to grip with the most in trying Nightmare and or Siegfried. It was the stance thing. Okay, genuinely surprised that these two seem to be more different than I expected.
stance. Oh, he also. Oh, okay, that's the Siegfried stance.
Oh, there we go. Identical move, they're clones.
Shush. Also, you
right.
left out the best Siegfried move.
I did?
Yeah, he has like a move where he can stump the opponent 5 times. Where he goes.
Oh, I think I do remember that one. But now it's Sophitia and Cassandra.
Okay, different. Ish. That's different. Why did you always kick him in the balls? Similar startup, the most.
I feel like you get the same trend with a lot of characters. Like, a lot of the moves are very similar, but they're also different.
Yeah, like they still like fine tune it to each character, so like they get to like have their personality in it.
I think the only move which has been literally identical so far was the AA.
Pretty much.
But then you also have moves which are like very similar.
Oh, I feel bad for Sophitia. That was just like a counter. Again, like same idea, but such a different execution.
And also the result was different with that previous move. Oh, oops, I pressed the wrong button there, but this. Another bug. She doesn't connect in the preview!
Oh boy.
Which is a shame, because this is a pretty unique move, because it makes the opponent fly to the side. This is basically a ring out move.
It's a rude one. Holy punishment. And no wonder she's kicking them down where it hurts.
And then Sophitia and Lizardman. So Lizardman was a clone. He was super similar back in like the Soul Calibur 1 days to Sophitia. Oh.
I was not expecting this direction.
The start of that move looked the same, just mirrored.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got.
Go back one.
What?
I mean, I know this isn't like a pro tutorial, but go back one more move. What does just mean?
Just frame.
Oh, okay, just for
I wonder if he's taking some of Sophitia's very old moves.
So far, Lizardman is looking like more of a clone than Cassandra was.
Yeah. I almost feel kind of bad for him.
I don't. I mean, he is a Lizardman.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good boy.
No, he's a good lizard.
He's a good boy. Lizard boy. Okay,
I think that was the same but
basically
mirrored.
the same. It's
Probably,
just Sophie
yeah.
Charge it.
Looked like Lizard was faster, but might have been different charging speed. Man, that was Lizardman.
Lizardman.
So
Hey, Soul Calibur 3.
I wanted to include Li Long and Huang into this as well, but they were a bit harder to include. Like I decided to go with their bonus versions in Soul Calibur 3, but you can't preview the moves there. So I just had to do this thing, where I did the same input myself.
Oh.
But
Oh.
the timing is a little bit off.
Maxi hit someone.
Oh, I think there's a Mitsurugi behind her somewhere, hiding. But this is not as easy to compare because the timing is off. But also, I feel like Moxie tends to like, just end almost every move with this weird. I think it's a stance thing, and Li Long doesn't seem to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I gather as well right now.
Mid.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Mid. Low. Ring out.
No, just ring. Just ring.
Just ring.
Just
Put a ring on it, it's done.
And then Huang.
Yeah, this is hard to compare.
Yeah. But these are characters who haven't been in the series for a very long time. Like Huang's last proper inclusion was Soul Calibur 1 and Li Long was Soul Edge.
Why does Yung Sung's the one on the left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a Final Fantasy X character with that outfit.
Yeah,
like, he looks a bit like Tidus with red hair.
Yeah.
There is a color mode in the game where you can color him to look at that if you want.
No, don't give them ideas.
I can do it for you.
No.
So, shall we consider any of these clones? What's the final verdict?
I think there's...
They're unique enough.
Yeah, I think there's just enough differences that we can maybe not call them clones. Like, I saw way more differences than I expected going into this thing.
Same.
Like, even if the moves have like a similar effect, they tweak the animations to be slightly different.
Yeah, and also like there might be a bunch of properties which are different, which aren't as apparent. Like they might connect a couple of frames earlier, like the recovery time might be faster and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the two closest characters were by far Astaroth and Rock based on this.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think
agreed.
It also makes it a little bit sad for Rock that many of the moves which are similar, Astaroth can do like variants of. So he has like he has even more options.
Yeah.
This makes me wonder how Rock played in the Soul Edge though. Like, did he have quite a few Astaroth moves already back then?
Good question.
I think I was also surprised to see that Mitsurugi and Yoshimitsu shared more stuff than I expected. I kind of thought they would be 100% unique because when you just see them in action, like they don't seem similar whatsoever.
Nope, they're just crazy different.
I think this was the most surprising me, how different Nightmare and Siegfried ended up being.
They had like the drop kick and a stance, and that was kind of it. That's all they had.
Which maybe explains why they've both already been announced as separate characters for 6.
It just makes me wonder how that's going to work in the story, because I mean, Siegfried is meant to be Nightmare at that time.
Yeah. I was watching some of Maximilian's videos where they had a Siegfried versus Nightmare battle with like the pre-fight dialogue. And like Siegfried was like, admit it, we're one and the same. And then the Nightmares are like, finally face to face with my father's killer.
I think it's also interesting to see like how they design characters who are wielding the same weapon, because they have a lot of moves which then the same style, like they have the same kind of flow, but otherwise they look different and sometimes different results.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see which characters they end up going for in Soul Calibur 6, if they will try to avoid characters who are similar.
I hope they don't look too hard into it, because I still feel like characters here, like there are some similarities, but it's still like they're unique enough.
And I feel like they could easily just replace like replace like the 5-10 moves which are identical. Like I don't see that being a lot of work for them, and then they would be even more unique.
Well, my stance is simply this: just give me Talim or Sung Mina,
or both,
and I'm good. Yeah, both would be the best, of course, but if I can only have one or the other, just give me one of those two.
I also want to give some props to Namco if you compare this to other fighting games, because Street Fighter has like Ryu and Ken, which are insanely similar.
Mm.
And
then-
Akuma, and
Yeah, yeah.
Dan,
Yeah, I
and
was about to-
Sakura.
Yeah, I was about to mention those as well. Like then in as addition you have those which have basically the same special moves. And then you also have Tekken. They have like Panda and Kuma, which are basically identical in other characters, which are super similar, like Eddie and Chrissy. Yeah.
And of course, with Smash Brothers, like Nintendo just came up with an explicit name for their clones. They call them Echo Fighters.
And yet Dr. Mario is not an Echo Fighter of Mario.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, that's true. What? Nintendo?
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's slipping up.
And then I think a very classic example is Mortal Kombat and their palette swap ninjas.
All right, let's count. So we got Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke, Airmac.
Rain, Noob
One
Saibot,
called Rain.
there was Tremor in a really obscure old game.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a funny thing. Like touching briefly on E3 again. Like a lot of people were convinced that Mortal Kombat 11 would be announced during E3, and it wasn't.
Yeah. Maybe they finally realized, oh shit, we have all these ninjas, there's palette swaps, what are we gonna do with this?
That made them pretty
Panic
unique over
mode.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, there's also Kitana, Jade, Melina. Like, they were basically also palette swaps back in the day.
I'm a little bit sad they cancelled that one Mortal Kombat game years ago. It was a remake of one with live action captured characters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That would have
would've
been fun to
cool.
see. That would be the only Mortal Kombat thing I would be interested in checking out.
I really wonder why they canceled that and just decided to port the games over the way they were. I mean, it's cheaper, obviously, so.
But well, I guess that's it for this little fun comparison thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish editing this didn't take hours. This was hell to set up.
But you did it. We're proud of you, Sectus.
Yes. I think this is also pretty good. Well, I would call this good proof that hey, I don't think I would really call any of these like clones per se.
There are similarities, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But
Only
yeah.
Astaroth and Rock. That's
Yeah, those are definitely super
like
similar.
on the verge.
But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Indeed.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye,
Ha, have a top again.
bye, 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 bye.